Hello Leo friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my video, Leo April 2021 Astrology Must Knows. April is my second favorite month of the whole year from the astrological perspective, and there are some things I like about it even better than my first favorite month of the whole year, which is March. And we're going to get into all of those goodies, and that's just for the general scene. I've got a lot of extra things that make me super excited about this as one of my favorite months of the whole year, especially for Leo. So we're going to get into all of those details, and I want to give you one admin note first, although we're going to go into a lot in this video. If you want even more about what is going on, what you can do with it, I create lots of free resources every month and I want to make sure you're utilizing them. So click in the little more button with an arrow underneath this video to reveal all the links to all the free things that I offer you. Top on my list, sign up for my free email newsletter at anniehelpsyou.com. You'll see it there. It'll say Dear Friend. It'll have a space for your name and email address. You'll definitely want that because I write all of the aspects to note, the dates of the aspects, the sweet and salty dates, a general write-up of the whole month, delivered into your inbox 1 month early, and my email community also is getting my sneak peek into every month of 2021. So if you want some advance notice about things in different months, you'll definitely want to sign up at anniehelpsyou.com. Okay, so let's go into the reasons why I love April. First is that we have more sweet aspects than salty ones. I wish I could say it weren't true, but it is true that we only have a few months in 2021 where we actually have more sweet aspects than salty ones. It's not everything in an astrology reading, but it is something, and we will feel that when there's a general accordance in the sky, and there's more of that than the arguments between the planets, then that definitely shows up. Okay, so that's top on my list. Second thing that I love is that we don't have any heavy aspects, okay? And these are two things that are true about both March and April. We've had a series of really heavy aspects, meaning outer planet aspects clashing together in difficult aspects, all throughout 2020 and in January of 2021 and in February 2021. So March and April are the months that we don't have any of that going on. We don't have eclipses going on, although eclipse rumblings are starting, and we will talk about that a little bit later. But it's just, again, if there's heaviness in a month, like I'm recording this in February, we're feeling that. Look at all the stuff that's going on in February. Remember back to January, what went on in then, right? Like there are always going to be crazy things that go on in the world. Everyone has a complex set of karmic lines and ways of interacting with the astrological movements. But there are times where it's very visibly like stuff is going on like crazy, right? And we have a reprieve from that from the astrological standpoint, from the heavy aspects in April. So that's something to celebrate for sure. Something I like about April even more than March is that March had only half of the month, the second half, where we were kind of finally free from the personal planet retrogrades. Okay, so we started the year, first half of January, we had an open stars, I call it, where we don't have a Mercury, Venus, or Mars retrograde. Because Mercury, Venus, and Mars retrograde are fine for many things, but they bring a test to everything certain. Everything gets thrown into confusion, miscommunications, all kinds of communication conflicts, things going on with the cars and the devices like crazy, plans that were made and solid fall through or get cast into doubt. All of that happens in the retrograde. So the second half of January, all of February, and the first half of March, we sort of had this web of confusion. Plus in March, we had the Pisces energies. Those don't flow super well for Leo. You were feeling that. And so then towards the end of March, the fire energies start. And now this is very much in effect in April as well. And that's really great for forward movement. It's really great for clarity. We are going to be able to see further ahead and start to make some plans. A lot of big things may actually happen this month. And if the big things aren't happening this month, at least we can start to make plans. That's one of the things that have been so bonkers about 2020 and the first part of 2021 is that we didn't know anything. We didn't have any idea when we could start to even think about doing anything. But now we're going to start to be able to see that and in some cases actually be doing some of those things. So that's very exciting. Now that doesn't mean COVID goes away, right? COVID's not going away. Just the way that everything is starting to open, you'll see what I mean when we get there. But this will be especially beneficial for Leo. So if you have big plans that you have to make, this is a really great month for making plans, and it's a really great time for following through with plans. This is one of my favorite months of the whole year for weddings, engagements, trying to conceive children, especially for Leo, your 5th house of children is super full. Creative projects, launches, bringing your hobbies out as work, trying to go further in your anything where people are looking at you, your leadership stuff or your athleticism or your, fashionistas. You all are just like, this is all blowing up for you in a really super exciting way. So we love it, so that's really, really exciting. So now, as all the Aries planets are making 120-degree angles with your Leo placement, it's setting everything on fire. So the 3 fire areas of the chart are lifted into the stratosphere, and that is your physical body, your image, your recognition, the kids stuff, and also bucket list things you've always wanted to do, your creative efforts, and this other house that's lit up like crazy for you is everything international. Teaching, learning, school programs, international travel, international connections, even if you can't travel, like talking to people internationally or international business, publishing, spiritual studies, things with your church. Like, this is lit up like crazy this month. You will see what I'm talking about. Okay, so as the month progresses, that fire energy starts to ground out into earth. And those earth placements are going to make squares for you. Okay, so your biggest heyday and gay and everything flowing with all this fire matching, is really for the, up to like the first 3 weeks, basically. And then after that middle of the month, it starts to fade into this earth. But you don't have to fear it. This is just, a counterbalance. Things get a little frenzied when the stars are talking our language. Fire is your language. The stars are going to be speaking fire. You're going to get it. You're going to like it. But it does get overwhelming and it does get overstimulating. And so this earth energy, you can see it as sort of like time to put the brakes on a little bit, time to like ground in and get some stability, get back to your, schedule, get back a little bit to your routine, pay for the things that you spent for. Oh, and by the way, if you have to make any big purchases like cars, devices, anything like that, this is an amazing month for that. Okay, so if you know that you've got an expense like that coming, this is a good month to plan to do that. But in any case, you could get carried away because all the fire can make you crazy. So just kind of watch the recklessness that can go on with that energy. So as these Taurus energies come in and start squaring, that's when kind of you got to get back to work, you got to get, organized, you got to clean up any messes you might have made in your excitement from the fire. And of special note, the last 10 days of the month, there are going to be 3 aspects connecting with the planet Uranus. Mercury, or the Venus, Mercury, and then the Sun are going to connect there. And Uranus is a wild card. And so that can bring surprises. And that angle is not super terrific for Leos. That doesn't mean that it has to be bad, because you are so much more than just a Leo. And this is one of the things I always like to convey in my teaching is that, we do a lot with sun sign astrology. A lot of the things that you interface with are based on sun sign, or like I always tell you, you can watch your rising sign, you watch there's other placements. This is for you, whether Leo is your moon, Leo is your rising, Leo is your Venus, Leo is your whatever. But you are so much more than just your Leo placement. And so we're speaking to things based on that context, because that's all I can see about you, right? I only know this is what we're looking at right now. But that's why you don't have to dread this, because even though you're going to feel it, there might be some surprises. It also alternatively could be a sudden solution, or a sudden windfall of money, or a sudden, but some suddenness and surprises are coming in the last third of the month. And some of it could have to do with work. So just be aware of that. Some of it can also have to do with, like if you're later in the sign, this is back in that like long distance travel, international travel, teaching, learning, spiritual studies kind of shifts back into that area for you. So those things could have some extra surprises there. Now, if you are a late degree placement, meaning we'll say, especially like the last 7 to 10 days of the birth, of the year. So basically like August 13th to August 17th or something through the rest of the sign, or like 20 to 23 degrees to the rest for the rest of this, and then until the rest of the sign. I always suggest that you also watch my Virgo videos, and you can experiment if you watch other astrologers to watch. If you're in the late degree, the later you are, the more this is true for you. Also watch you cuspy people. Your readings are more complex, so I suggest you also watch for the sign after you, which is Virgo. Okay, and you'll pick up some other specific goodies for you that way. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about? Okay, so April 26th, we have a full moon in Scorpio. This could bring some high emotion to any area of life, but relationships and home and family and housing are definitely in the highlight in those last days of the month, where some news might come in, you know, something might come to a head, you know, or it could just be something positive, you know, like a culmination of something like a wedding, or, you know, something that's powerfully, positively, highly emotional. But there is going to be a lot of heavy emotion in some cases, or high emotion at the end of the month. Water might be in places where it shouldn't be, because full moons already do that with water. But when we have a full moon in water signs, like this will be, then the chance for flooding and pipes breaking and, you know, like extra emotion is higher. So, and even like water weather things, just kind of look out, like if you're traveling somewhere and that's hurricane stuff, you know. I mean, it's not officially hurricane season, I don't think yet, but just look out at those period of time, because the waterworks are going to be on high. And we know that the water energy is not the best flowing with fire, so you will be feeling that, and it could dampen some of your fire or put some reality checks. But again, you don't have to dread it, because it could turn out to be something super positive that has to do with especially your relationships or homes or housing or real estate. If you're trying to sell or buy a house, this is also an amazing month for that. So I hope that this month is super spectacular for you. It certainly has all the markings of, you know, massive amounts of potential. Your networking capacities can be supercharged, whether they're in person or virtually. Your friendships can hold very key pieces for you. Acquaintances can connect you with places you need to be. Internet-based projects are really soaring for you now. Also, anything having to do with community-based projects are really soaring for you now. And like patents and what do you call those? Inventions, things like that. If you want to launch a website or do anything online or with social media, this is an amazing month for you for that. So be ready to be busy, be ready to be highly inspired. That's something else that will be going on. Be ready to be very productive, and it can also be a massive amount of fun. Fun is imprinted all over this month for you. I know I've given you a lot of information, but if you would like even more information on what's going on in the stars and what you can expect, then definitely utilize all of my free resources. You can click under this video on the More button with the little arrow, and it will reveal all of these links that take you to all of these different resources that I have. You'll definitely want to go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. It's positioned right there on the front page. It'll say Dear Friend, and it'll have a space for your name and email address, and you'll get my sweet and salty list, including a detailed write-up of the month 1 month early delivered into your inbox, plus other goodies. You'll also get access to my 2021 Happy Scopes, which gives you an overview of each month of 2021, so you get a super sneak peek into all of the months ahead for 2021, and what to celebrate, what to watch out for, and how you can make lemonade in situations where there are some lemons. You can also get my Shine, my 28-day virtual coaching program, for free when you sign up for my free email newsletter. So I give lots of goodies to my email community, and you can become a part of that by going to anniehelpsyou.com and signing up there. If you want written horoscopes 1 month early, written by me, and then also other lifestyle blogs, then you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com and check out all the goodies there. It's a beautiful, beautiful site. It's worth a peek just to check out how pretty it is. And there's lots of great information for your astrology-kissed life. If you want to have some free courses, you can go to my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, at lumelife.com, L-U-M-E. life.com. You can see my free courses there, including Unleash Your Money Magnet if you're trying to work on manifesting more money. And you can also see my paid courses there, including my crazy in-depth Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course that will prepare you to do whatever you'd like to do with astrology, whether it's for your own self-development, helping your family and friends, or actually doing astrology as all are part of your profession. Also, check out my new book, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe, which you can find anywhere and everywhere. It's actually in the physical locations of every Barnes & Noble and Books A Million in the United States, and in many stores abroad, and everywhere online. And you can also see my other book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life in the World in 28 Days. And you can find that anywhere online as well. So I hope you have a wonderful month. Make sure you look at all the resources underneath the video, click the More button, and I'll see you next month. Bye.